I've got a top for the gym knocking around somewhere. It looks sick.
Still in the packet, unused.
Simple touch, and just look at that for an animation. This is everything you need on one screen. Don't look at the cable manager. Honestly,
the cable management's terrible. Honestly, that's the first thing. Like, you should be running the Drake version permanently. Honestly, it's really, really great if you're a person with one screen. You don't necessarily have a Stream Deck.
I have tried it out in bits and bobs in the PU and found that it has been extremely helpful. In one area, absolutely particularly, is good evening, welcome back to the Quantum Dispatch, your ultimate Star Citizen podcast. Tonight we're diving into GameGlass, a revolutionary touchscreen control system that can make piloting your ship smoother and more immersive than ever. From quantum jumps to combat, discover how GameGlass can elevate your gameplay and convert you into a cyborg. CJ, you've already tried being a cyborg for the last couple of weeks. How have you found it?
After the joke I cracked offline, I don't know if I can. Nah, I can't come back with it. I mean, are we going straight into GameGlass? Are we chatting straight about it?
Hello to everyone in chat, first of all.
Oh yeah, hello. Thanks, that's Jekyll for the sub, and everyone here early, very quickly. But yeah, no, I mean, so firstly, how's things been in the verse? Have you played? Because I know I haven't.
Well, you know I've been ill for the last 2 weeks, like death. So, no, I have not been in. I've missed the Ivakai. I know it's on wave 3 now, but I'm still... I'm still a little bit ill. 2 weeks, two whole weeks I could have done with being a cyborg. I have tried it out in bits and bobs in the PU and found that it has been extremely helpful. In one area, absolutely particularly, is when you're transitioning and your pips haven't changed over between region, you can just reach over and instead of having to like let go of all your flight systems and press and control F and like whatever and click away to organize your power, you can just literally reach over and tap the screen and yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I used it before, a long time before like this, and before we even started speaking. But I used to have a custom one, not the fancy loadouts I've got currently, but you can build your own loadouts on it. And then I had all of the, the one pages. So like the one pager mining guides, like where to buy certain items and stuff like that, and just had them. And all you have to do is press the icon and it pops up on the little tablet that you can, that obviously you got a spare iPad and you just press the button and it pops up. And that's literally how I used GameGlass before. But I'm interested in getting back into using it more full time because of some of the additions they've had recently.
So their whole system's completely changed. There's a reason I kind of stopped using GameGlass for a while, and that is because we moved to the PIP system. And I mean, there probably is a way that you could create your own shard to control that, but it was a bit clunky. It was a bit too complicated. And then they've come out with this new one, and it's just right there and ready for you. Pip up, pip down in that regard. You don't have to side scroll or anything like that. It's just ready for you at that. Almost off the shelf experience.
Yeah, and one of the things I looked at, so I jumped on the Forge, which is their inbuilt application for creating your own personal shard, and you can do like macros effectively. And I mean, I don't know where it falls on the line of macros in video games because usually they're relatively taboo subject, but you can set it so you press one button and have preload like loadouts for your pips, and you press one button and it's just like pip up here, and it like adds a delay between each sort of keystroke action. So it's effectively a macro, but you can be like, oh, this is my stealth loadout, and it just like pips down everything apart from like thrusters and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Honestly, it's really, really great if you're just you're a person with one screen. You don't necessarily have a Stream Deck, and maybe you've got sticks and stuff like that, and you don't remember the key bindings. Like me, I'm terrible with remembering key bindings, and you can have it all on the screen. instead of remembering flight ready, if you're a keyboard user as right alt R, you just press a flight ready button and it does it for you. It's really cool, and it's very a visual. So like all the buttons, like the red buttons, emergency eject and stuff like that, it's usually big and red, and you shouldn't press it. I used a shard once, the old school Star Citizen shards they had before they had manufacturer based ones, and the flight ready button was right next to the eject button. Which whoever's idea of that was like, if you've got sausage fingers, like for me, I'm relatively okay, but if you've got sausage fingers, you 50-50 exiting the ship or starting the ship. But yeah, other than that, I mean, has anyone in chat used it? Sizo said it's nice when you got multiple iPads. I assume he's quite proficient in using it. But yeah, if anyone else has used it, I'd love to see what feedback you got, because I think it's great, and it's building as well. It's getting better.
Well, we can dive over and have a quick look at what the new UI looks like. I was trying to load an old one in the background. Not quite working for me. I think I might have taken those ones down, which is fine because we no longer have the pyramid. But let's dive in and have a little look. So you're presented straight away with this multifunctional display. Excuse the coughing. Simple touch, and just look at that for an animation. I mean, yeah, I know you're Drake fan. I mean, ignore that, Drake. Yeah, cool. But this is everything you need on one screen. Now, it does perform differently depending on the age of your device and how much RAM and everything it's got and how many apps you've got open running on it. This is a Kindle Fire 10, I believe. And it works perfectly fine enough. I know one of the tests that people have been doing is they'll drag this and see just how responsive this is. And you see it sort of follows my finger. So it could be a little bit more responsive in that regard. But I mean, like, realistically, you're only putting it to there and letting go and then ejecting, aren't you? Everything else from your ATC call is pretty, like, quick. Actually, I probably shouldn't press this because it's obviously essentially activating it like a keyboard. So it could take us down if I press the wrong button. But beautiful display. You can just see little animated arrows and stuff, just for that extra level of immersion. And CJ, special for you, top right, you can select Draken's Planetary, and there you go. You've immediately downgraded your setup. Everything's still in the same place.
It's now running in eco mode. It's less finicky. It just runs better and smoother. It might not. Don't take my word for it. Don't ever go GameGlass if the Drake version runs poorer. But yeah, the Drake version is really nice. I like the colouring on it. Kind of matches roughly what we've got now. But yeah, I'd love to have that set up on a sim rig and then just have an iPad on the floor, mimicking the Corsair.
This is where I was going with this.
Last one on the floor, because then I can be a proper gamer. Like, I can just take my socks off. I can just use my toes to like press the buttons on the MFDs, and we're gaming. We're doing it properly. But yeah, no, it's the Drake version. Oh, chef's kiss. But did you see what it said next to it? With more manufacturers coming.
Yes, there are.
So yeah, they don't stop at the manufacturers they've got now. There might be an Origin one coming, which is just going to be like, have a peasant flight ready for you, have a peasant eject for you, have a peasant open all doors. That's all the buttons are going to be.
I feel like a lot of us gamers, we like to live in the dark, right? And then you're going to open up your MFD and go, oh, I'm going to try Origin, and just immediately flashbang yourself.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, retina burn for the next 30 minutes. Which is stereotypical of like an 890 Yona. They don't really fly around, do they? They just get in the 890 and then just walk around on it for a bit, and then eventually they might fly it around the station, but they're not doing anything important. Just existing really. But yeah, immersion. But yeah, no, it is pretty cool. Maybe if there's an Origin dark mode. But I mean, that should just be Drake, really, shouldn't it? Could be just the Drake mode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Ruben says he's not used it. Needs a cheap tablet to run it.
I mean, you can run it off your phone.
Yeah, you can run it off your phone. You can try it. Have a go. And honestly, you probably will, if you like your immersion. I'll tell you what. Actually, the answer is: have you got sticks? If you've got sticks, you'll love it. Because if you're one of those people that seek immersion, that MFD in between you is going to be quite nice. Double VKBs, there you go. So yeah, you're going to love it. I already know. I can tell. Do it. Make poor life choices.
Let's just I'll show you. I'll pull my camera back a moment so you can see what I'm running with. So you can see the Verpool obviously here, and it's just a short reach off to the right, and there you go, straight in. I don't like this.
What do you need to buy a car for, Ruben? You have spaceships. You don't need cars. You need a car. Sorry, carry on. I'm distracted.
that's it, really. Don't look at the cable management. Honestly,
the cable management is terrible. Honestly, that's the first thing. Like, you should be running the Drake version permanently. It fits.
So the thing with the cable management is I'm a firm believer and lover in cable management, and there is a lot of cable management on this desk of mine, but there is that many cables that I just can't get rid of them. So yeah, I mean, it is starting to look a bit Drake-ish. I am waiting to. He's got to buy a car. I've got to buy the rest of the sim rig to put together, and then it's really going to be cable managed because everything is going to be like literally drilled in and everything routed in a particular way. GameGlass is going to be essential to that setup across the front, underneath the monitor, and then just Tobii eye tracker just popping over the top. It's going to be an absolute space center, this sim rig, when it's finished.
It'd be really cool. Especially, I mean, some of the Star Citizen community, right? They own a lot of ships that they shouldn't own, kind of relevant ones, irrelevant ones. So they're going to have, some people are going to have like two iPads, 3 iPads. You look at certain projects like we spoke about before, like the Warthog project, and other people do something very similar. People like that are just going to have MFDs everywhere, like real life MFDs everywhere, which is going to be really cool because you can have buttons everywhere. You can build your own custom ones. Like I said, I used to use I can't remember whose it was. So if someone in chat can help me out to credit the right person, but it's like Read Something. It's like Miners Guides. And they have all of the miners guides, like what like signatures. Red Monster, that's the one. Cheers, Ruben. Yeah, love those guides. But it has like where to buy, like the torrent modules and stuff like that, and it's great because you can just build your own custom one, and then press it, and it's infographics just on your screen there. And when you don't want it, you just press a quick button, and it goes back to your masterclass of a Drake terminal. So it's great if you just want that easy access stuff. You can also embed videos. So if you want to embed Quantum Dispatch on YouTube, you can sit there, fly around, and have it like pop up and have a little video there. You can watch us while you're flying around in the verse. But realistically, you shouldn't be flying around in the verse. You should be storing your ship and then closing the game and then watching us. But I don't know. Each to their own.
Is this like the equivalent?
Guides are great.
Is this the equivalent of don't use your phone when you're driving?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't use your phone
QD
when you're driving,
and fly.
Unless, yeah, don't QD and fly. But yeah, if you or if, no, yeah, don't do it. But watch QD. So just don't fly. Can it display scan info? What you pulled from in game? If that's the case, no. Eventually, I'm hoping it would. What that requires is an API from CRG, and CRG haven't done that, and I've asked in like support. That's something that they've thought about, because obviously they've thought about everything, but whether it comes in a year or it comes in 47 years, we don't know. But API support would be great because you can have that screen and have commodity prices on it, and then have scan info and all that sort of stuff. So you could actually take your virtual MFDs in your cockpit, and you could actually remove them from in-game and have them displayed down there. Would be great. Would be really, really cool. But yeah, API support is non-existent. But when it is, it's gonna change the game quite literally.
I can see them doing a good partnership with GameGlass there, and having all that information real time, controllable in the real world. And you've got the ability to obviously map the buttons. I just hope we get more control over the ships so that all of the buttons that we see in front of us when we're in the ship, we could literally reach out and press, and it has an actual thing. And then the engineer side of me is going to come out, and you're going to see me really transform a flight sim rig into like a Gladius cockpit or an F7 cockpit, and away we go. Everything
or a
like
Drake
that.
Cutlass Black, or a Drake Corsair. We're not gonna.
I'll let
or a
someone else
Drake
do that.
Kraken. What about a Drake Kraken bridge in your annex, mate? That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Imagine having a couple of sim rigs all set up and have a proper captain, like a bridge.
Do you know what, the cutter is nice. The cutter is a really nice little ship, to be fair.
Yeah, it is. Especially with its little blast windows as well. Really cool. But yeah, no, GameGlass is great. But I mean, why are we talking about GameGlass?
Is that what someone said?
No. I'm just saying, we crack on with GameGlass. So, it's something that, I mean, everyone should own at some point.
Well,
at least try.
it's not your only avenue. So
No,
it isn't
there is
just
others.
GameGlass. If you've got the acumen and the patience, you can easily do something like this with a Stream Deck. And obviously, I've got a big XL Stream Deck in front of me, and that's I could program all of that into there, but it doesn't look as good. It's still good and it's still functional, but it doesn't immerse you in the same way that GameGlass, like I say, it's got the animated little arrows and just little things like that that really excel. And then one day, the hope of using it as an actual MFD that accurately displays all of the information that's available to you as a pilot in game, in the real world, winner.
Yeah. I think Stream Decks are great for, having like Discord or like TeamSpeak, like keybinds, like external to the game, kind of needed to do it and stuff. But GameGlass is just going to get rid of the need for having like multiple like Stream Deck, like, profiles. Because I've got a Stream Deck Mini, Nano, Small, I don't know what they're called. But I've got 6 buttons, right? The amount of pages I've got to set up to do anything SC related is going to be painful. And you've got an XL,
Yeah.
Stream Deck XL, is it? And what's that, like 20 buttons or something? Or is it more than that, or what? I don't know.
32.
32. So it's got 32 buttons on it, and you've got to like set multiple profiles and stuff for if you want more keybinds like set on the same button. Whereas these GameGlass ones, you just press a button and it changes the whole UI loadout of the layout if you want and stuff like that. And they're already created. They're already built by someone else. You don't have to worry about setting the keybinds up and all that sort of stuff that you have on the Stream Deck. But then there's other options as well. Like you can do other things like your voice attack and all the other things that people do, or you can just root around the cockpit and look for buttons yourself, or remember keybinds and stuff. But because that's all GameGlass is realistically. Like in the core of it, all it does is it's just shortcuts. It just plays a keybind, including the modifiers and stuff like that. But it just means you don't have to remember all of them.
Yeah, you can easily
then-
open up a Word document and just start pressing the buttons, and it will show you exactly what it's keybound to under
Yeah,
that
exactly.
particular shard.
Yeah, no, for sure. Maybe one day when we do get API support, when you press Flight Ready, it actually sends a token for Flight Ready into the game. And it's not a keybind. It's an actual command to the game. Eventually, that'd be really cool, and it would speed it up as well.
Right, so at the moment, GameGlass are offering for a limited time their lifetime package, and I've been given one to give away. So this is us announcing. Unfortunately, GFA couldn't make it tonight, but he should be back with us soon. He was meant to be here. He was going to be running the whole giveaway thing, and so keep an eye on QD socials. We'll put it into the Discord. We'll put it onto Twitter. We'll put it everywhere we can, really. But there's going to be a Gleam giveaway going, and then you will need to be in stream next Sunday, God willing, because we were supposed to be live last week, but I couldn't make it. I was far too ill. No, forgive me. So yeah, be in stream this time next week, and yeah, we'll do the giveaway then for the lifetime bundle. Might even get Craig or one of the guys over from GameGlass to sit in the chat and answer any questions that you might have.
You never win anything. Well, be here, Ruben, and you have a chance. You've got to be in it to win it, you know. But that's it. And I mean, the key word in that as well, lifetime. Like, it's not even like I might win it, but I don't own an iPad, so I can't really make use of it. And then, like, if it's an annual one, you might lose it by the end of it. But this is a lifetime one for it. So even if you're not going to use it right now, you can still use it whenever. Like, keyword being lifetime. And also, it's not just, and do a little bit more advertisement for GameGlass, it's not just Star Citizen either. They've got No Man's Sky, Baldur's Gate, Farming Sim, Final Fantasy. I don't know what you'd use it, Final Fantasy, but I'm not a Final Fantasy player. DCS, so any fucking DCS nerds that are there. And then there's another game called Starfield or something. I don't know, never heard of it. And it's got shards for that, but also the creativity of other users is great, because they create custom ones and then they post them to the community, and you can just get all of the community made ones and stuff like that. Starfield, never heard of it. I don't know. Never heard of it. I remember actually Lens Nation sending you to Lord of Giveaways. Well, should we test it another time?
We've got it up. So this is available through the GameGlass hub. So if you sign up, if you don't have an account, or if you have an account, sign into your GameGlass hub. It's a downloadable app, and it will show you everything that there's. So there's stuff like Forza Horizon 5, Elite Dangerous, obviously tons of DCS and Elite and Star Citizen, Flight Simulator. How can we forget?
Flight Sim is elite, really. And there's that Elite Dangerous game. Never heard of that one either. But yeah, it's kind of fun as well.
I remember playing that years ago. It just took me like 40 minutes to land the ship. I was like, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
Not for me. And then who'd have thought, like, a few years later, I'd bump into Star Citizen, and how in depth we've got with that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Crazy.
Star Citizen was everything that Elite wasn't for me. I played it. I got like very, very decent the way through it as a solo. And then obviously Star Citizen came along, and that was it. Uninstalled Elite. Never even considered going back. But yeah, hello everyone in chat as well. A couple of people have popped in. Got Spectre.
Spectre's been lurking.
Yeah, he's been lurking and doing his moderator thing. Not saying anything, but ready with a hammer. And then Wicked Nasty Game and GameGlass. Yeah, we've just mentioned that there's going to be a giveaway for a lifetime subscription for GameGlass. So if that's something you're interested to, where's this information going to be for the giveaway?
So everything's going to get pushed out via Discord and X, or formerly known as Twitter, and yeah, then be in the stream next week. Which random rabbit hole would you like us to look at and then dive into?
We've got a couple of things we can chat about, as well as obviously 4.1.1, 2, 3, 9, I don't know, I forget, but that's currently in P2 testing. So I'm sure there's going to be things coming out from that. Maybe that goes live beforehand. I've seen a couple of little features on there, so we can cover a few of those things. But the sneak peek is puzzling me, though. Have you seen it? Have you looked?
Let me go and get it.
We can have a quick chatter about that, because for me, people say the Paladin, but it's not the right size for the Paladin. Yeah, it's definitely not the Paladin, because it's got the rail, the turret rail, right? But it's got the Panther repeaters on the turret. And I think it was Sizo, I don't know if you're still in chat, said that it's not supposed to be spec'd out to have the CF brand repeaters, the Panthers, Badgers, the Rhinos, Caldergreens, whatever the other sizes are called. So I don't know what it's supposed to be.
Well, considering he's in chat, Ruben kindly put this up onto Twitter for us. I mean, this
Yeah,
is this is the top track, isn't it? Of the is it the Paladin or is it?
no. Well, we don't know. That's the thing. So it's
It's not.
definitely not the
It's not gonna
Paladin.
be the
Oh, yeah.
Arastra, is it?
Thank you, Spectre, for putting a poll up.
What a man!
What? Yeah, what is it? Oh, I don't know. I don't think the option for whatever ship it is there.
Could it be the Arastra?
No, I don't know.
It does have a turret that goes across the top and then
Yeah.
retracts through the body of the ship and then down to the underside.
I mean, I've not looked into the Arastra. But it could be. It could also be the Asgard. But we don't know really any information about the Asgard. It's got the CF brand repeaters though, which is I think quite an RSI feel for me. So I think it's going to be RSI based, which I mean the Arastra does fit that bill. So I don't know. Maybe.
Puzzling.
Yeah, it is positive. Do you know it's the first sneak peek that I've actually thought is a good sneak peek? All right. People keep saying Scorpius variant. No, mate, no. We don't even need the two variants we've got. But yeah,
What would
I don't know.
what would the third variant of Scorpius look like? Because we've got the normal military assault and we've got the Antares.
Yeah, maybe it's not like an X-wing style Scorpius. They change it and then have it like they fold down instead, or I don't know, or they're in. It looks like an Aurora. That'd be quite cool if the wings don't come out and it's just like a Scorpius Aurora would be quite an interesting ship.
I think we've all been there. We've jumped into an Aurora and tried to extend those wings back when we first started the game, long before we found out they don't come out.
Yeah, we've been trying our damnedest, by the way, to get them to come out. Yeah, we've been dropping it to random people whenever we get the opportunity within the CIG sphere. We're just like, we need these wings to come out, but they're like, nah. But it's an interesting sneak peek. It's the first one in a very long time that I've actually gone, you know what, I don't actually know what that is, or I'm intrigued by it.
Prepare for combat. So actually, no, that's going to remove the. It's not going to be an Arastra, is it? Not with a.
I mean, have you seen what they've been doing with what I've been doing with prospectors and what the community are currently doing with the Drake Golem?
Has it been? Have they worked it out?
Yeah, they've worked out. It's now common knowledge that mining lasers are OP. Apparently, the Golem is really good. The mining laser apparently is a bit balked, and it's really good. Zeus MR. I don't hate that. That's probably one of the most realistic options we've had. The blooming Scorpius variant doesn't have a track, but we don't know it doesn't have a rail. If they've not mentioned it, I mean, it's concept, so anything can change. But I mean, it wasn't in the concept, no, but there was a lot with other ships that didn't have things in the concept. It'd fuck up the background, would it though?
So I've got it up.
It overhangs the background.
There is what looks like to be some form of a rail, but there's no weapon system on the rail. If that is indeed a rail.
No. But I mean, they could tweak it. Like
Maybe
they
concept. Anything can change in concept.
Yeah, maybe they put a turret on top of it and realised it had terrible arcs and was like, if they popped the turret out to give it better arc, then it looked a bit derpy. So they might have copied what they did with the Scorpius. Because I mean, RSI as well. I mean, the cap does fit. It would. Yeah. No, that's the most reasonable one. I'm actually set. It could be the Galaxy. No, Spectre. I know you want the Galaxy, but the Galaxy has wingtip turrets, not a top turret. So hate to burst that bubble for you. Yeah, maybe I have to get over the little bump in the middle. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's probably the most reasonable one. The MR does have a turret on the bottom as well. Which again, if the bottom turret gave you terrible arcs on the rear, then maybe they've actually moved one. I don't know. We will see. Removes the white glove and slaps me with it. Okay. Steal your white glove and slap you back. Guardian seal. No, don't dig up that manufacturer line already. That ship line. We just need to forget about that one.
Who said that?
What, the Guardian CL?
So, just saying, I'm not blagging you. I was already looking at it in the background. Could we be getting a 2-seater version?
No.
It does have sort of what it looks like it could be a rail at the back.
No.
I would probably say no, except I don't know if you can see the mouse here. It's this bit that's throwing me in the direction of like the Guardian.
Yeah, but they would have to make a slight sort of adjustment to have that like 2-seater bit. It might change externally. I am about to burst that bubble. Hopefully, oh, that page crashed. God damn you, Urkel. Yeah, I mean, no, I hate that idea. It's terrible. And they have the M7As as turrets, as weapons. So to me, it wouldn't make sense for them to go M7As as a default loadout on the front, and then like Badgers or Panthers on the top. But it is very CRG of them, expat. To be honest, yeah, it could be. That's definitely what it is. Try and force people back into a dead career loop. It's not the Paladin. Nah.
How sure are you?
It's not the Paladin. The Paladin is quad size 5s, right? So you can only see 2 CF brand guns. Apparently, size I said it's not supposed to have those CF brand guns. It's supposed to have something else. But it's also very small. The turret is quite small for something that's going to have a quad size 5 turret. Nah, it's not. Plus, the turret's also supposed to go from the top to the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, it does look like it could do that, but I agree that I don't.
Unless they've caught it mid animation.
What if you're looking front to back? What if you're looking this way and actually the cannons are already in the rear facing positions?
Well, it's not though, because in the picture you've got the round pedestal where the turret sits.
Yeah.
So that's where the turret sits.
Where it sits normally when it's in its forward front position. This could be looking back with the cannons facing the rear of the ship. However,
but it wouldn't do that because there's no arcs. You can't traverse the turret at all because of the.
I thought the turret can be in the rear facing position.
I don't think it could.
And there's this cylindrical. It could be that they've altered the concept slightly, and the camera is sat here facing back.
I don't know.
It's not too far from what we could be expecting.
I think
But I would be expecting to see something here in the corners of the screen.
I think the CL's a better shout so far.
Hopefully we don't have long to wait.
Not the CL, the MR. But we will. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe 4.1.1 if it is a combat ship. There's new combat training missions and stuff, so we might see it this week. Touch wood somewhere. There's wood. No. But it could be. Zeus MR is the bet, $10 on it. Well, they've got to get the MR out this year, haven't they? Really? Because they said they were going to get it out last year.
That'd be when bounty hunting comes in.
Yeah, but we've got loads of ships that have already got bounty hunting features. It's just not in. And then, what did we see the other day? Bounty Hunting 2.0 popped up in our feeds. What was it? We spoke over it. Oh, right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to search that out because we saw something the other day and it was like an ode to like bounty hunting in the feeds. But yeah, it could just be something we've never seen. A starter ship, a 2-seater starter ship with turrets. Maybe. Oh, it could be the Gladius Mark II that you saw.
The Gladiator Mark.
The Gladius Mark II, mate. The one that you fell for.
Oh, let's not go there.
We'll go there.
The Gladius Mark II. Yeah. I do not believe a single word that dude says anymore. It got me because we just going live, and I was like, oh, and it made sense at the time. Best would have been April Fools. Now the guy tries too hard, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Spectre,
as soon as anyone sees his name, it's just like, oh, ignore.
Spectre, great spot. So, Cyber Society. This is Galactica's non-Star Citizen related business venture, and it looks pretty cool. The camera it makes me look fat. It's fine. It's just the camera. But
it's not.
Yeah,
it's not the camera.
Clothing is good, man. Clothing is good. Really good quality. I've got a top for the gym knocking around somewhere. It looks sick.
Still in the packet, unused.
Not bad. Stop. Only for anyone that might have missed it, link is in the chat. GameGlass.gg/One Dark Enigma will take you to the GameGlass portal where you can make yourself an account, download GameGlass for free, and try out some of the community shards also for free. You don't have to go for the paid version, but if you do, you've got the option of a lifetime at the moment. And with the way that Star Citizen's going and the usability with other games, I mean, a lot of us, we've invested a hell of a lot of money and time into our setups. It's not going to go away anytime soon, is it? So for some people, it might be worthwhile. I mean, I've got a selection of things here. I've got Stream Deck. I've got the Virtual panel. I've got GameGlass on my Kindle. There'll be more stuff that will come down the line as well that I'll probably add in. It's just a case of refining how you want things. And, sometimes you do want the Stream Deck for the obvious button panel, but then you want the look of MFD, and if the API comes out, or is it SDK, then yeah, maybe, maybe, GameGlass will be for you. And if it's a lot more expensive than one, hey, you heard it from us. It was available now.
Yeah, well, if you join the podcast next week and you get yourself a lifetime subscription, it doesn't matter how much the price increases to, does it? Because you have it for lifetime. So if they make the app better and they charge more monthly for it, it doesn't apply, does it? So be here or be a peasant that just has to remember keybinds. But I mean, that information will be coming out on socials during the week in the Discord or on X/Twitter. So yeah, look out for that.
Cool. Well, I think maybe that is all from us, unless anyone in chat has got anything spicy to add to the mix.
Yeah. Stop trying to slave guns to the damn pilot. No, I think you should be slaving guns to the pilot in whenever you possibly can, really. And then this co-pilot takes control. One
thing I would like to see is there doesn't need to be anyone in the Polaris controlling them PDCs. Even if it was someone that sat in a turret seat and just by virtue of them sitting in the turret seat activated the PDCs, cool. That takes one person out. But this, I'm sick of solo Polarises, man. I know they've had like an agility buff and now a shield buff, debuff coming. But when you turn up as like a solo player or it's just a couple of you and you turn up and it's just one lazy solo player that sat in a Polaris, I'm done. I'm like, well, I'm going to do something else.
Well, we won't have to worry because the Perseus is going to be a Polaris shredder. It's going to be an insane ship.
But then you're going to convert this conversation about the Polaris to the Perseus and be like, I'm sick of turning up at places and there's either a Perseus or a Polaris there. It just ruins the gameplay, especially for the little man. Yeah,
but the Perseus is going to be pretty irrelevant as a solo player. Right, yeah, the Polaris has weight, it has its mass, armor, health pool, shield pool, and all that sort of stuff. So it can keep a solo alive for a long time, even without returning fire. But the Perseus is small. The Perseus is dinky, and it's probably not going to have pilot-controlled weapons. So yeah, I mean, we will see. But I do think the Perseus is going to change the game. Because all these people in Polarises solo running are going to get shredded. But then countering that, people that are running crude Polarises are going to start shredding things like the Perseus. A large crew capital ship should realistically always win against anything subcap, apart from...
Crude is being the key word there.
Yeah, crude. There should be a lot more emphasis on crude. Well, yeah, if it's a multi-crew ship, then yes. But if it's something like the Gladiator, for example, it's 2955, whatever it is. Surely you can just key a button where it presses the fire button in the back. Doesn't travel the turret, nothing. But maybe a big ship like the Carrack, why has it got any guns slave to the pilot? I don't even know if it does, but why should it? It's an exploration ship, not designed for that. Reclaimer shouldn't have any guns slave to the pilot. Maybe the Perseus, maybe, because it's got those size 7s on the top and the bottom. The same way the Idris, the main cannon, is slave to the pilot, I think. But then in a capital ship, you have weapons, don't you? Someone who's supposed to fire that, which would maybe be a good nerf for the Idris, having someone to fire that railgun. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the Perseus was a Corvette, same size as Hammerhead. Yeah, literally in footprint is ever so slightly smaller than the Hammerhead. But maybe girthier. But yeah, it's going to be good.
Without the hole in the middle.
Yeah, without the hole in the middle, without that wasted space, the target to fly through when you're in an arrow.
Someone did a deep dive on that. It actually adds structural integrity to the ship.
I suppose, yeah. Any sort of like triangles in engineering sort of add structural integrity, don't they? So, I mean, square probably not so much, but...
Well, triangles and ovals are the strongest shapes out there.
Yeah.
And hexagons. Basically any shape, really. But
any shape, yeah.
No, someone did do a deep dive on it. Going, where's his wasted space? And someone actually came back and was like, actually, it's because it adds structural integrity X, Y, Z.
And if you center a mass pips, line it up over that hole, and then all the bullets go through it, then, I mean, it makes sense, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would miss. Some projectiles would miss. But yeah, I mean,
you got to think your cross section would be smaller.
It would be the same size, but there's a hole in your cross section.
Well, that's what I mean.
You're flying around in a piece of cheese.
Or a donut.
Yeah, or a donut. I mean, if you're flying around in a hammerhead in a PvP situation, you're a bit of a bloody donut anyway. But we'll see. But anyway, I think we've dredged that subject a bit. We have a lot to look forward to this week, as well as a giveaway next week. So, yeah, I mean, there isn't really an excuse to not be here.
Yeah.
There might be an excuse, but I
mean,
here.
Some people have got valid excuses. No reason.
Yeah. But lifetime subscription to GameGlass.
Yeah,
even if you don't want it now.
I mean,
even if you don't need it now, you might need it in 6 months' time, and you've got that subscription there ready to go on your account. It's done. Lifetime subscription.
Let's have a look quickly. Okay, so currently, right now, lifetime subscription is $229. This is not something you want to miss, and that's only going to go north.
Yeah, that's it. That's a cutlass steel. And I mean, I'd rather a cutlass steel, but by the by, that's the cutlass steel in price. How many people look at the cutlass steel? Yeah, you can also buy it out of the game. So, wouldn't need to if Sig just gave me a cutlass steel. You know, I'm a Drake Master fan. But yeah, no, equivalent in price. Look at that. And yeah, you say once there's more support, there's more panels, there's API support in it, and all that sort of stuff, and it becomes more popular. That price is going to go up, and it's a one-off payment. Like it's a one-off payment, yeah. But winning this lifetime giveaway is a one-off win. But don't come if Ruben's here, because he'll win. But anyway, are you done?
In the UK, that works out to £152.
Yeah.
So not bad at all.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Everyone could be here. I'm going to ban Ruben Frenton. Or if he does, we'll re-roll it, right?
Oh yeah, I had the message in the background. Yeah, re-roll. Let's go.
Yeah. Re-roll. Yeah. GameGlass weren't happy. I'll re-roll it. But no, everyone has equal opportunity to win. Provided you follow the instructions. So look out for them later on in the week. And I mean, I'm good. Are you good?
I'm good.
Cool.
Go and get some well-needed rest.
Yeah.
Cough the other line up. See you all soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Cheerio.